Well, hi everybody. This is Ed Begg here at the Consumer Electronics Show. I'm with my colleague, Mike Snyder. It is officially day one of this mammoth event that happens every year around this time. 160,000 people descending on Las Vegas. And Mike, it's been, even though it's day one, we've already seen some activity here at the show.
Definitely, yeah. So far, the people aren't even coming in for about another 35, 40 minutes, but all the exhibitors have I've seen people buffing up their exhibits, so everything looks good when the people come in. But at the last press event last night, Sony corporate CEO Kaz Hirai talked a bit about, before they went in and talk about their new 4K TVs and all the neat 4K cameras and high resolution music systems they're working on. He talked about the fiasco that happened with the interview, the film that Seth Rogen and James Franco did. And we have a little bit of video of him talking to the 2,000 journalists who came to the Sony booth last night. Let's check that out.
So how many of you actually went to see a great Sony movie this holiday? That's great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Annie is a fantastic movie, isn't it? So I want to thank you for seeing Annie as well. Anyway, but seriously, I think that both Sony Pictures Entertainment, former employees, and certainly current employees, they were unfortunately the victim of one of the most vicious and malicious cyber attacks that we've known, certainly in recent history. But I have to say that I'm very proud of all the employees and certainly the partners that we've worked with as well, who stood up against some of the extortionist efforts of the criminals that actually attacked Sony Pictures and its employees.
I have to say, and I invite everybody to go read that, some interesting stuff, and we're going to definitely want to check that out. But let's move forward to what is going to happen moving today, which is we're going to hear a lot about the connected home theme. Our colleague Jefferson Graham is out at the Bosch booth, where he's going to tell us a little bit more about what's going on with the connected home.
CES, everything here is not about what's happening in the future, but actually what's available now. And we're at the Bosch booth. You probably know Bosch for their auto parts, but there's a lot more. They are involved in a lot of things. It's a $60 billion company based in Germany, and just check it out. This is an ATV, a smart ATV. Now, when you're driving along and it's time to get the car serviced, you've got sensors in here that will tell the mechanic, hey, it's time to bring in the car. And how cool is that? That sounds pretty smart. Now, I want to show you some more areas here in the booth. Now, let's go over to security, because there's been talk about security. You know, security systems are very expensive, but now you can tie them in with apps and make them more affordable. This would be home security area. You know the DVR? This is like a DVR for your webcams. All the webcams are all connected in there, and you can see them all on an app. Watch them while you're at work, watch them while you're in the bedroom, monitor everything. You could open up the door, yep, with a device, and you got motion detection. So we were talking about home security, motion detection. This little device up here will figure out if somebody's trying to sneak into your house. Now I want to show you another room, which is next door. How you doing, everybody? Okay, in this room we've got smart refrigerators, we've got smart dishwashers, we've got smart laundry and dryers, washing machines and dryers, all controllable and monitored on apps. So for instance, the refrigerator will figure out you're out of milk, it'll let you know. It'll let you know when it's time. We even have some fake milk over here. We have real water, which is cool. Oh look, it isn't fake, it's full. And you can figure out when you need more of it. What do we have here? We have we can wash our dishes in here and adjust the cycles. If you want to go watch TV and figure out when it's time to turn it on, turn it off, go pull out the dishes, it'll tell you that. Adjust the temperature. While you're at work, even put on a pot roast and turn it off while 3 hours later from work, not have to worry about running home. And of course, the same information here is available for washing and drying your clothes. So that's our little tour from the Bosch booth. We're going to be back and talk to the president and CEO of the big company about the bigger picture and about smart homes from the Bosch booth. I'm Jefferson Graham.
So thank you, Jeff. Now we're honored to have with us Julie BAUER, who is the president of Panasonic Consumer Electronics. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Ed.
And let me start with, the question. This is an industry that for years and years has been dominated by men.
Right.
You obviously are a woman
Right.
in a senior executive position at one of the leading companies. What is that like? Do you feel a special responsibility, or how do you view that?
Well, it's interesting. Throughout my career, I had a couple of opportunities where I was in, more male-dominant fields like information technology. So I actually was a CIO at one point in my career. But I also got to participate in a cultural diversity project with Wells Fargo, where they had talked a lot about diversity just makes good business sense, because the more diverse your work environment is and the workforce is, the more diverse products that you can develop and create. So particularly at Panasonic, I think having a diverse workforce, having a female involved, we now are evolving our beauty products, even our adventure products appeal a lot to women, in addition to some of our other product lines. But
well, let's talk about the Panasonic product line. Panasonic's been evolving in recent years. I mean, the emphasis, you've always been obviously a strong consumer brand, but, but you've had a strong push the last couple of years towards business, B2B kinds of things.
Right.
But you are in charge of the consumer end of consumer electronics,
Right.
so you're not abandoning the consumer business, certainly.
And actually, we see a convergence between consumer and B2B, that it's almost a false line of division between the companies. So if you tour our booth today, what you're going to see is that our technology that consumers really like, we're putting in the car, which is our automotive B2B group. We're putting in the airplane, which is our avionics B2B group. Even some of the things we're doing with Tesla, some of that legacy of our battery heritage that started on the consumer side has moved over into the industrial space with Tesla. So we like to think of it now more as a meeting the consumer wherever they are, at work, at home, in the car, on the plane, and connecting that experience for them.
Let's, a big theme, of course, here at the show and is the connected home. Talk about some of your efforts there.
We are actually launching at the end of, we have it on live right now on Panasonic.com where people can buy our connected home. But at the end of the month, we'll be on HSN. And so the product started out with safety and security focus. So indoor cameras, sensors on the windows, video that plays back of what's going on, emails to your phone, also phone calls if something is happening. And we based the product line on tons of customer research that we did. And people's primary user needs were safety and security. But we're not going to stop there. We're an eco-friendly company, so we want to move to eco-consumption monitoring in the house. How much energy are you using? And eventually we want to move to entertainment with the connected home. So that's where we start to pull in our technology from the TV back into a connected home environment.
Right, and I noticed too, wandering by your booth, that I could also get some grooming done while I'm here.
You can get some grooming, and we also have blowouts for women with our Nano E technology beauty products, hair dryers.
Great. Well, Julie, thank you for joining us. And we're going to seg now from the connected home to the connected car, where we have a special feature with the Ford CEO, Mark Fields.
Looking 10 years down the road, where do you see the connected car going?
Well, I think we're going to be in a situation where majority of vehicles are going to be connected cars to part of the Internet of Things. I think there'll be communication not only with other cars, but with infrastructure as well. And I also believe we're going to be in a situation where mobility is going to become more and more of an issue, and we're going to use technology in our vehicles to help alleviate that. So as we go 10 years out, a vehicle will still be a car and a truck, but it's also going to be a very important piece of technology that will allow people to be productive as they're driving, but also for those that want a great driving experience, we'll have that as well.
Okay. Hey, we're back here at the Bosch booth, and I've got Rainer Hollenbach. Hollenbach?
Yes,
okay.
That's right.
You're the CEO of the Bosch software division.
Innovations.
And tell us about this whole booth and everything you're trying to do. It's not the smart home of tomorrow, it's the smart home of today, right?
Yeah, Bosch is showing what we are doing already today to bring the smart home to everybody. And we are doing sensors, we are doing software, and we are doing also services to make everybody's life more convenient and also more secure. And so we have various applications. It's not only regarding the home itself, it's also regarding the vehicles, it's regarding the energy that you are bringing to the home. So we are going to integrate all these smart systems for the benefit of our customers.
Okay, so I'm a Joe consumer. I'm at home watching this, and I say, I want all that stuff. Do I go to the Bosch store?
Unfortunately, there is not a single Bosch store, but there are, let's say, a variety of options. So if you buy a heating system of one of the Bosch brands, the technology is obviously in. If you buy home devices with the Bosch brand, it's obviously in. And also if you buy a car, there's lots of Bosch technology in. So, and nevertheless, we bring everything together wherever you buy it.
Okay, now most people think of Bosch for auto parts here in the United States. Correct me here.
Yes, Bosch is an important supplier of Bosch auto parts in the US and also worldwide. And there we have also some innovations. Cars will become more intelligent, and you will have better support. The cars will diagnose themselves, will be able to report to the dealer about upcoming parts needs. So the part will be rightly available whenever you need it, wherever you need it.
Is that out now?
We are now in the first stages of this, and that's coming within the next few months.
Okay, now that sounds pretty smart to me. So here we are at the Smart Home with Bosch. Rainer, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
All righty. Back to you.
Hi, Mike Snyder back here at the Convention Center at Las Vegas. And I have the CEO of SLING TV, Roger Lynch, with me. They made a lot of news yesterday announcing their, the much anticipated over-the-top net TV service. It's called SLING TV. And Roger, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's a service that we've been working on for quite a while. It's designed and targeted for millennials who we see are not choosing traditional pay TV nearly like the previous generation. So it's targeted both in the content and the pricing and the business model, being on the devices that people already own. No installers, no contracts, no commitments. Sign up online, cancel anytime.
So what you guys saw, because you've been looking at this for several years, is that pay TV homes are dropping a little bit, but we're getting more households. So the percentage of homes that have pay TV are dropping even more. So we have this growing number of broadband homes that are getting their video over the net, maybe having an over-the-air antenna, and they've been waiting for sports over the net, right?
That's exactly the point. You see this penetration dropping. And that penetration drop is most pronounced within millennials. And so that's why we targeted that group. And it's not that they don't watch this content or want the content. They do watch it. It's just that they watch it, on Hulu or YouTube or BitTorrent or at a friend's house or at the local bar or password sharing. And so we wanted to provide an alternative to that.
Well, tell people what they'll be able to get. And the service is going to start before the end of March. It's $20 a month, no contract.
By the end of this month.
By the end of this month, yes. Awesome, good. Well, tell them what they'll get.
They'll get, for $20 a month, they'll get what we call the best of live TV, which includes ESPN, ESPN2, other channels from Disney like the Disney Network, and channels from Turner like CNN and Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, and channels from Scripps like Food Network. We also announced the deal with Maker Studios, which is very interesting. So when you think about what millennials watch, they watch the traditional content. They love sports, live sports, but they also love online video, and Maker Studios is the largest multi-channel video network with over 10 billion views a month of their content. And so we'll be packaging their content, some of it exclusively, within our base package.
You mentioned Turner channels. That also includes TNT and TBS, which often has NBA. So that's big for sports fans, right?
Yeah, it's a very good sports package. A lot of sports in this package for $20 a month.
And then if someone wants a few more channels, they can add packages, right? Talk about that a little bit.
Yes. So, another thing that we realized is that millennials really didn't like the bigger, biggest packaging models that are traditional in pay TV. So what we did is we made the base pack affordable at $20, and then we're going to have these add-on packs. And the add-on packs are $5 each. So if you have kids, well, there's Cartoon Network and Disney Channel in the base pack, but you might want more channels, so you can get 5 or 6 more channels for $5. Similarly, for sports, we'll have a sports extra pack, which has many more channels from ESPN and other sports programmers, $5 more. And so we'll add these genre packs so you can customize your viewing experience to what your needs are.
And just to make people let people know for sure, you don't have to sign a contract for this. That's what's one thing that's different from traditional pay TV, right?
Yeah, the best way to think about it is if you think about how millennials subscribe to services like Spotify. They come in, they do a free trial, they put a credit card in, they use it. If they decide they want to cancel it, they cancel it any time. There's no contract, no commitment. Very simple.
Well, I'm sure people are looking forward to the end of the month where they could sign up for this and get ESPN. Thanks for being with us today. And we have more, we have a story about Sling TV on usatoday.com. You can check that out. Meanwhile, right now, we're going to learn a little bit about the future of the connected car from BMW.
If you had to think ahead 10 years, where do you think the connected car will be then?
Well, 10 years is a long time. If we look back 10 years, there was a very different world around. But clearly connectivity is crucial. And that's why we decided already some years ago that every BMW is connected. So we have full connectivity. And with that, we can offer a lot of service to the customers, not just at the point when he or she purchases the car, but over the whole life cycle, and update the car and keep it, with the latest navigation map updates, for example, over the air, with updates over the air. So connectivity allows us to give much more benefit to the consumer in terms of keeping their car updated.
Well, we're back here at the Convention Center. We're going to go out and do some work now, Ed. I'm going to go talk to 50 Cent. I'm going to talk to the FCC chairman today, and then there's lots of other things we'll be doing. What are you going to be looking at today?
Well, I'm looking forward to patrolling the show floor since it again officially opens today. I'm also, we spent some time yesterday on drones. Actually, we're out in the desert playing with some drones yesterday. I'm going to drone on today and check out an area devoted to these flying contraptions, and we'll be writing about drones, so I'm looking forward to that. And just on the hunt for just cool and interesting stuff, which you always find here at CES.
And you're going to find all that cool and interesting stuff on tech.usatoday.com. We got a giant website with lots of video, lots of stories, lots of cool, even quick 60-second shots of cool stuff from CES. But we'll be back here tomorrow at 9 a.m., so check us out.
Yeah, and we'll have some interesting guests tomorrow. We're going to weigh in on the wireless industry. We're going to have AT&T represented, Motorola represented, so I'm sure it's going to be an interesting show.
Well, again, thanks for watching with us from Vegas. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care.